take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken up the boxing world, calling out Terence Crawford immediately after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Known for his unmatched confidence and flawless record, Mayweather made it clear he's willing to return for another high-stakes showdown. Fans and analysts are buzzing over the idea of Mayweather facing Crawford, one of boxing's most dominant pound-for-pound fighters, adding a fresh wave of excitement and speculation to the sport.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7-10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence Bud Crawford defended his unbeaten record by defeating Canelo Alvarez via unanimous decision to become the undisputed super middleweight champion. The fight took place on September 13, 2025, at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas and was one of the most anticipated bouts of the year. Moving up 2 weight classes, Crawford entered the ring brimming with confidence. Despite Canelo's size and power advantage, Crawford controlled the pace, using precise footwork, sharp combinations, and tactical ring generalship to neutralize Canelo's strengths.
What did you think? What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem. But it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen. And I knew we would have known after the first, second, and third round. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Will was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start wearing bands. Canelo is known to start wearing a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I've bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud is hands right. He's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him some respect no matter what. You got to give him some respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Right.
You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by paying Canelo respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was stronger and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to the Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
Interestingly, Mayweather Jr. put his money where his mouth is, literally, by betting $50,000 on Crawford to win. Despite Crawford being considered the underdog at plus 148 odds, Mayweather trusted his skill set. When Crawford secured the unanimous decision, Mayweather's bet paid off handsomely, netting him $124,000. This wager reflected not just financial confidence, but Mayweather's deep understanding of boxing strategy.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're gonna hear from Crawford, and I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Mayweather bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio, because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
Following the fight, Mayweather declared Terence Crawford the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He praised Crawford's skill set, discipline, and ability to dominate across multiple weight divisions. For Mayweather, pound-for-pound greatness isn't just about titles, it's about consistently proving superiority against elite opposition. By defeating champions and remaining undefeated, Crawford has established himself as the man to beat in modern boxing.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number.
Crawford has often spoken about his admiration for Mayweather, not only for his in-ring brilliance but also for the way he managed his career and legacy. Over time, this respect turned into a genuine connection. Crawford values the advice he has received from Mayweather and applies it in his own career. Their relationship reflects a shared understanding of ambition, legacy, and what it takes to achieve true greatness.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
In a surprising moment, Canelo Alvarez admitted at a press conference, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." This statement was striking considering Alvarez suffered his first career defeat to Mayweather in 2013 as an undefeated 23-year-old. Crawford's recent performance was a masterclass using speed, footwork, and tactical precision to outbox Alvarez over 12 rounds. Despite moving up 2 weight divisions, Crawford's defensive strategy and sharp counters neutralized Canelo's power.
Fight Hub TV, right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
it's my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, responded critically to Canelo's claim. He argued that Canelo's statement was meant to elevate Crawford's status and make his own loss look better. Jeff reminded fans that Canelo was already in his prime when Mayweather beat him and disputed comparisons of defensive ability, insisting that Floyd's defense is still unmatched.
Remember, Canelo, you know, that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, you know, into deep waters. So
yeah, what was Canelo? What, 20 something? 21, 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but
how you at the top of your career in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
I mean,
want to make himself look like he did something.
Trainer Greg Hackett also weighed in, maintaining that Mayweather remains the superior fighter. He acknowledged Crawford's brilliance but pointed to Mayweather's ring IQ, undefeated record, and dominance across weight classes as the reasons why he still ranks higher all-time. Hackett's remarks highlight the ongoing debate within boxing circles about who truly defines this era.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look.
Promoter Eddie Hearn dismissed Canelo's claim outright, arguing that Crawford's resume doesn't measure up to Mayweather's. He pointed out that many of Crawford's opponents were past their prime, whereas Mayweather consistently faced and beat top-tier competition across multiple divisions.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now Ricky Burns is a great fighter. It's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, you know, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights, but a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. You know, even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. You know, I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, you know, Gamboa. You know, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Boxing commentator Carmamel Moughton echoed similar sentiments, insisting Mayweather will always be the GOAT. He praised Crawford's win over Canelo but emphasized that greatness isn't about one fight, it's about sustained dominance, an unblemished record, and historical significance. According to Moughton, while Crawford is elite, Mayweather's legacy sits on a different level entirely.
Where do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era, Canelo, we see the resume, Crawford, you know, 2-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, you know, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. You know, we've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford look a little bigger. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, really just we're gonna see tomorrow, you know, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like we'll win. You know, I feel like it's even playing fields, and you know, both guys coming ready. So we're just gonna have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard to say you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is the greatest, but does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well, because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will, but I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Crawford himself addressed the comparisons, saying that every fighter should be judged in the context of their era. He declared himself the best of his generation, just as Mayweather was in his. Crawford's trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, stressed that there's no rush to line up the next fight. After months of intense training and a grueling 12 rounds, Crawford deserves time to rest and enjoy this milestone before planning the next chapter of his career.
You know what? We're going to get back in the gym. We're going to get back in the gym, and we're going to assess that. And, you know, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
Damn. And for you? Hey, this is the thing.
Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. You know, everybody.
Bernie the Boxer, a close ally of Crawford, voiced frustration with the judges' scorecards despite the unanimous decision. He argued that many rounds were scored too closely, failing to fully capture Crawford's dominance. Bernie insisted that Crawford dictated the pace, outworked Canelo, and showcased superior fundamentals, suggesting that the official margins didn't do justice to the performance.
This is the second time you destroy every myth. Can he take your punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed him. Crawford the best.
Mayweather, who famously defeated a young, unbeaten Canelo in 2013, has a unique perspective on this rivalry. His victory over Canelo remains one of the defining moments of his career, showcasing his defensive brilliance and tactical genius. Now, by calling out Crawford, Mayweather is reminding fans he still considers himself capable of stepping in with the very best, reigniting excitement and debate throughout the sport.
He fought Floyd Mayweather at what, 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. And he was like, that was one of his
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
20.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him, because beat him. If you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world. 23, so imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter.
Do you think Mayweather's call-out of Crawford could lead to one of the biggest fights in boxing history, or should he stay retired and let Crawford carry the torch for this generation? Share your thoughts below.